Hi, this is Paul from globaltradingsoftware.com, and this is an Elliott Wave trading tutorial. Slightly different here. We're not looking for trades, we're looking at overall market conditions, how it's behaving, and especially right now when we're in April 2022, Ukraine, Russia, there's been quite a big pullback on the markets overall, and we can see a lot of stocks behaving the same. So we can look at the weekly time frame using Elliott Wave, we look at the daily time frame, look at that behavior, and start to formulate some decisions and things like that. So this is Home Depot, big stock on the Dow, and we've got the Elliott Wave here, where we can see we've had a wave 1, a wave 2, a wave 3, and a wave 4, which is just about to fail. It's really on the knife edge now, and this is how the markets are right now. If we find support and we start to move back up again, we've weathered that storm, and that pullback has, we've met that criterion. There'll be some tremendous trading opportunities. However, when we look at Elliott Wave theory, one of the basic things is that this Elliott Wave 4 pullback must not breach the pivot point of wave 1. If this happens, this whole complex bullish move that's gone sideways, that's had a big deep pullback, fails. We're in bearish territory, and our Elliott Wave Indicator Suite will switch these 1, 2, 3, 4 now will go. It will then now will be in a 1 and maybe a 2 on the way down. So very critical right now. Also, when we look at our EMA clouds that we use as well, and I'll put the links to the Elliott Wave and the EMA clouds in the description below. 55 still above the 89, but they're starting to join now, and the price actions move below the 89 EMA clouds. So this is very critical now. We're in that situation where over the next couple of weeks we have to move away from this support, or we are going to find ourselves in bearish territory for the rest of the quarter and maybe next quarter. So this is very critical time. That's a good opportunity for me to make this video. What I'm also going to do is I'm going to put this small support and resistance zone here. Okay, let's look at this a little bit. Again, we've got to be a bit of chart craft here. You've got to see we've got a pivot point here and this pivot point here. So we've had a bit of a correction during this fourth wave pullback, and then we've come back down again. Again, we've not breached there, but this is critical. If we can get back above this sort of level on HD, and that would be a good indicator for the rest of the markets as well, we could say that maybe this bearish correction is over and we're going again. So we've got to get over $347 for that to happen. Now let's have a look on the daily time frame, because this is very interesting. So this move down on the weekly has actually been a great, so we've got a bit of a correction up here, but then we've had a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, and a 5th wave short. Okay, so this is very critical now for understanding that. You can see this is where that on the weekly, that wave 4 would fail, we would be in bearish territory. Look where our automated 5th wave target zone is for this Elliott 5th wave move using the Elliott Wave Indicator Suite on the daily. We've already printed a 5th wave, didn't quite reach the target, it was just short of that wave 1. Very, very critical here. Again, if we push through that and break through that 5th wave target zone, and this wave 1 will definitely be in bearish territory. Look also on the daily how the 55 EMA has crossed over and now is below. So we are in bearish territory, and this was a good indication to trade that short on HD for that 5th wave move. So it's a very, very simple strategy this, that we could have traded that short. When we pull back on the wave 4, it meets that previous support resistance zone that we put on the weekly. Can you see that? Wave 4 hits there. It's the red zone in those pullback zones, part of the Elliott Wave Indicator Suite. So it's 75% probability it's going to go and hit this automated 5th wave target zone. It came very, very close. So it was a good trade short there. Now we're finding some sort of support. We're basing, but it's very critical for HD now that this starts to move above. So again, when we went back to that weekly, we said anything above 347 would be that opportunity. So when we're looking for trend reversals, for example, using the Elliott Wave Indicator Suite, we've got to make sure the fifth wave has been produced, but then we don't look for any longs until we've broken this wave 4 pivot. Okay, this wave 4 pivot is in our support and resistance zone that we've drawn on the chart, and we will find then that the 55 will start to move back through the 89 and look more like this, where it's above and we're bullish. Okay, so right now stocks traders should be sitting on their hands. If they can't find these fifth wave shorts to trade, and we're only looking at investing, for example, now is the time to sit and to wait, because we don't want to be buying down here just in case it tips down here and we go, we really go strong bearish. We've got to make sure that we breach these wave 4 pivots on this short. We get above that danger zone, if you like, and we'll be looking really strong bullish again. So it's using this Elliott Wave Indicator Suite is really, really important to understand that behavior, what's happening, to trade that fifth wave, but also then if we're looking for these trend reversals, which we are right now, because it's been a very big correction this year so far. A lot of it's to do with oil prices, Ukraine and Russia and things like that, but things happen in the markets, and we need to understand that behavior, and we need to understand when it's safe to get back in. Those that like to buy near the lows, it's a little bit of guesswork, because you don't know if these are the lows. If it breaks through this support zone on that weekly time frame, if we go back to it, that wave 4 will fail and we will be in bearish territory. We've got earnings coming up soon in May. There's a lot of things going off right now. You don't know. It's guesswork buying near the lows. Let that support form. If it does, starts to move back above this is on the daily, that wave 4 pivot, get above this pivot as well, and then you're safe. There's still a hell of a lot of room up here. We've got a $460 target there. If this holds and starts to move away, we've got a $460 target on HD. But right now we need to sit on our hands, keep an eye on this, and overall look at those markets to really do it. If I go down to SPY just quickly, just to show you on the weekly time frame, this is where we are with Elliott Wave on the weekly on SPY. This is critical. So we've formed a wave 4 low down here around about 410.84. Now with this false breakout stochastic, we've not crossed over in the oversold zone yet. Now that doesn't always happen, but more often than not it does. So this is saying to me, unless this starts to bounce really soon, we could actually be producing a new wave 4 low, and this would be an A, B, C correction. If I draw that on there with some lines, let's make those yellow so you can see them. Okay, so we could be looking what we call an ABC correction. It's not there yet because we haven't breached this wave 4 low, but this is the sort of thing that could happen. This is why we don't want to be buying any stocks right now, because if we get those failures like on HD that we just talked about on that weekly, this bearish correction could come back down and test 404, 405 on SPY here, this little support zone here, right into this 89 EMA cloud. This could happen just because we've had a reasonably good day yesterday. It doesn't mean that's going to continue for the week. This is a weekly time frame. Let's see if we get that bullish week this week, get continuation the following week, and then see how those bigger stocks like HD, Apple, Microsoft, some of those are performing before we start to buy stocks. So again, Elliott Wave Indicator Suite is very, very useful, especially when we're looking at SPY, the Qs, and then we go to HD, we're looking at those individual stocks and multiple time frames, weeklies and dailies. This helps you understand the behavior and stops you getting in trades sometimes, but also, like we saw on HD, there's a tremendous trading opportunity on HD on the daily time frame for that short. So it's those continual trading opportunities for that. And that fifth wave short was tremendous. But now we're looking really for a trend reversal, and we're not going to do that until we've reached this pivot here. So hopefully that helps. Really different way of using the Elliott wave, but any wave is all about behavior. Remember, it measures behavior, and right now we've got some really tough behavior in the markets, and we need to help understand that, and the Elliott Wave Indicator Suite is perfect for that.